I'm Dallas Dickinson. I'm the senior producer on Shadow Realms.
Now, this is a bit different territory for BioWare. We're used to seeing like big adventure games and everything like that, but this is more of a 4 versus 1 sort of multiplayer experience. Tell us about it.
Yeah, the core gameplay is very much around this 4 versus 1 co-op experience. 4 heroes competing against a player-driven Shadow Lord. So a lot of the combat in the game, in fact, all of the combat in the game takes place in these cooperative matches. But there's a whole other aspect of the game, which is the story, all of the other things that you do in a standard RPG, your progression, choosing new abilities, going to vendors, doing crafting, that all takes place in a single player instance. And so you kind of go back and forth between that single player experience for your deep story and your choices, and then to get into the actual gameplay, to earn your experience, to earn your gold, to earn your rewards, you jump into the co-op.
Now tell us a little bit about the characters. You got like an assassin, and it appears there's a guy wearing a tie. It was like he came out of the office.
Yeah, so that's our wizard class in this particular build. But the point is that these are all modern people, right? People like you and me who have awakened to powers within them. And so this wizard happens to be a guy who has a white shirt on and a skinny tie, a little bit of hipster look there. But over time, you're going to find new gear, new clothing. So you can actually end up looking like anybody. There's no reason why you might not be wearing a hoodie just the way that our assassin is. There's no reason why you wouldn't actually be in bomb squad gear if you chose to play that way. Or later on, as you find gear in the dark gothic portion of the game, you might actually have some armor. So you might have actually like real plate armor, shoulder piece mixed with your hoodie and all that.
Yeah, see, not everybody's crazy about a hipster wizard. So
exactly.
So now it is 4 versus 1, but it's not like direct, like say an Evolve. This is actually something where the 4 players are competing on their own quest, where the 1 character is actually competing on their own.
Right, exactly. The Shadow Lord is trying to thwart the players as they progress, but their co-op mission is not to kill the Shadow Lord. Their co-op mission is very much what you expect from an RPG. We're trying to get to the bottom of the dungeon, to rescue the something, to find the X. Whatever mission you've been sent on is very much almost like a dungeon, a module in Dungeons and Dragons speech, where you're trying to finish this really cool mission, but there is the Shadow Lord who is changing the way the game plays, changing the moment-to-moment dynamics of gameplay all the way throughout.
Nice. Now, actually, with the 4-player, obviously it's important to have co-op support because you got to watch out for traps, and if anybody like dies or anything like that, you got to make sure they have potions, all that, right?
Exactly. So there's a whole revive mechanic. If one of your friends goes down, you have to find them, bring them back to life. You have a limited number of trauma kits, which is our revive option. So the Shadow Lord is actually trying to knock out all of your trauma kits, knock out all of your potions, so that they can actually wipe the party. So that's their goal. Their goal is to destroy you. Your goal is to keep your party alive, get to the end, defeat the boss, and complete the mission.
Do you have a particular favorite character here, or do they all like reflect something special with you?
Well, each class is different. They change all the time. Again, as I said, it's an RPG, so like our wizard is not the only wizard you're going to play. There's a whole lot of progression, and you can choose to play a wizard this way or that way. Currently, I like our Shadow Lord classes. We're only showing one here today, a very specific build, but you can kind of go as like, I'm the Fire Shadow Lord, or I'm the Trick Shadow Lord, and that is just a fun form of gameplay for me personally, where you're kind of trolling people secretly.
And this game is actually episodic. You're actually going to like have the story evolve as it goes along, new chapters, and basically just tell like what's going on with these characters, right?
Exactly. So yeah, let's start with a pilot episode that gives you, you understand who you are, establishes you as the hero in this world, introduces all of the really interesting NPCs who you can flirt with and romance, or who might betray you at some point in time. But then over time, we're going to be dropping new episodes. So new story comes out, and then you're going to experience that story with your friends and with the community, just like your favorite TV shows. So a new episode happens, we all play it the next Monday morning around the water cooler. We're like, did you play the new episode of Shadow Realms? That just happened. I didn't know that was going to happen, and there's a mystery. What do you think that means? All the kind of stuff that we love to do with TV shows right now as fans of that genre and that space, you're going to be able to do with Shadow Realms.
Previously on Shadow Realms.
Exactly. You might recall from Season 3. Yeah.
Finally, we know the game that is announced for PC, but it looks like a very action-oriented game that could also work on consoles. Would you like to see the game expand yet, or is it just?
So it's the game is built in Frostbite, and it is very much built so that actually controller gameplay is supported. Right now, we're showing it for PC mouse and keyboard. It's at least partially because I've made it so we as an office are not allowed to play with the controllers because we need to make a really good mouse and keyboard experience. But we have a few people, our art director, who actually plays with the controller anyway because he just likes that. So the game is set up for that. We're only announcing announcing PC right now, but we're in a position where if it seems like a good choice, we could consider other platforms.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to it. When's this coming out?
We are currently saying end of next year as a window. So we're at least a year out, but it's looking good for us.
Absolutely. Thanks for talking to us, and keep up with the Hipster Wizards.
Thank you very much.